Why not have some fun today? Let's go over some way too early bold predictions. Let's get to it. Y'all, we are going to start off this video with our bold predictions way too early. Gonna be a banger here. Let's talk about Dameon Pierce as a top 5 running back. He finished 2022 as the RB27 in PPR leagues. He still almost had 1,000 yards rushing, about 165 yards receiving. He only played in 13 games. I mean, he was a beast. I mean, just think about what he can do if he got to play all 17 games next season. He ended up playing 65% of the snaps. And if you take away week 1, because he really was the first game as a rookie, didn't play too much. He only played 28% of the snaps. He moves all the way up to 68% of the snaps. The dude's on the field all the time. He does everything for this team, and the team's not good. They have nobody else to go to. They have to go to Damien Harris all the time. He averaged 72 yards a game, and if we take away weeks 11 and 12, where he only had 8 yards in those 2 games, he was averaging 84 yards a game. That's absolutely incredible. If we can extrapolate that, that's over 1,200 rushing yards. This dude that would have put him, I think, 6th this year. So easily, I think he's going to fit into the top 5. He's not going to be drafted as a top 5. Probably somebody you can get towards the end of your 2nd round, maybe even early 3rd round, depending on how your league goes. But he should have better quarterback play. He should be in a better position to succeed. They're going to find him somebody, whether it's going to be in the draft. I believe it's going to be probably in the draft. One of the top 2 rookie quarterbacks are going to be there. Either CJ Stroud, possibly CJ Stroud. I don't know how it's going to go, but one of the top quarterbacks, even the quarterback from Alabama, might be able to go there. But they should have better quarterback play all around. I don't know how it's going to shape out, whether they get a rookie, whether they get another free agent in. We'll see how it goes. But either way we look at it, Dameon Pierce should be a top 5 running back for next season. A bold prediction. Let's move over to my next bold prediction. We're going to say Kareem Hunt as a top 10 running back. He finished 2022 as the 40th running back in PPR leagues. He really didn't play too much. He only had about 468 yards. He had about 200 yards receiving. He didn't really get on the field much. It was mostly kind of the Nick Chubb show. So it is what it is. Kareem Hunt, he's not going to be with the team no more. He wants to be the number 1 running back somewhere. He's got great vision. He's got great hands. He can easily be a number 1. If David Montgomery moves on from the Bears, I think the Bears would be a really good fit for him. If Miles Sanders moves on from the Eagles, I think the Eagles would be a good fit for him. You never know. If he goes to the Miami Dolphins, that would be a great fit for him. The Kareem Hunt can be easily a number 1 running back. When he played with the Chiefs before they had to let him go due to the things that he had going on, but he was amazing for the Chiefs. Think about it when he was there. So Kareem Hunt could easily be a top 10 running back, maybe even higher, but bold prediction right now, I'm saying Kareem Hunt as a top 10 running back. So let's move on, go to another bold prediction. This time, we're talking about Trevor Lawrence as a top 3 quarterback. He finished 2022 as the number 8 quarterback in a 6-point per passing touchdown leagues. I mean, he was absolutely phenomenal. He finally got to take the step. He had over 4,000 yards passing and only had 8 interceptions, so he really was able to limit the amount of mistakes that he made. He was viable on the running down, on the running, just kind of giving you some yards, so he wasn't totally incompetent at that. And what a lot of people aren't thinking about, he's actually getting better next year because he's going to have Calvin Ridley probably as his wide receiver 1 with Christian Kirk probably moving over as his 2nd wide receiver. I can easily see him moving into the 5,000 passing yards next season, which would put him as an absolute steal, an easy quarterback 3 for next season. Let's move it on along. Let's go over to our 4th bold prediction for next season. Way too early, obviously, but we're going to talk about Greg Dulcich, top 5 tight end. He finished 22 as the 29th tight end in PPR leagues, and he only had about 400 yards receiving. He got a late start. He wasn't able to play until week 6, but what I'm saying is this guy has some phenomenal talent. I liked him coming out of college. He was actually one of my sleeper tight ends coming out before I knew he got hurt. He took over for the number 1 tight end role as Albert Okwuegbunam got hurt, so it's kind of an even switch. He was thrown into the fire, and boy did he produce. He was there for Russell Wilson. He was a reliable target, and I think he has that big play potential that can really move him up into the chains. I mean, there's not a lot of competition at tight end. Let's just be honest. I mean, who's he got to beat out? Like Zach Ertz or something like that for the fifth spot? He can do that. He can be better than Dallas Goedert. He can be better than Zach Ertz. yards. He could probably be better than Mark Andrews because he's just not showing anything. So I think I'm naming it right here. Greg Dulcich could easily be a top 5 tight end next season. Last but not least, let's go to our last way too early, kind of way too early, but we're going to our last guy's bold prediction, and that's going to be George Pickens as a top 10 wide receiver. He finished 2022 in PPR leagues as the 41st wide receiver in those PPR leagues, and man, did he make some spectacular plays. He was phenomenal if you had him. He had about 800 yards receiving in the limited time that he did kind of play. You know, like I said, he's got that spectacular catch type of ability. He was really linking up with Kenny Pickett. I think this guy is going to be dominant, and you never know. By the end of 2023, he could take over as that #1 wide receiver role from Deontay Johnson. So they moved on from Chase Claypool because this guy was so good. We have to remember that. He had 76% of snap percentage in 22 as a rookie. That's amazing percentage for a rookie. He should probably be closer to that 85 to 90%, especially if he's starting to take over that Deontay Johnson role. I think all these guys are going to be a phenomenal plays, but George Pickens as a top 10 wide receiver, lock and loaded. Bold prediction for Bayou Bengal. Those are my 5 bold predictions that I have for you guys, but I have George Pickens definitely as a top 10 wide receiver. As always, thank you for watching the video. As you know, here on the Fantasy Football on Bayou Bengal 25, there's never an off season. We have to prepare you for every year, week in and week out, and this is just the off season. We have to get the information. I'm gonna get it for you. We're gonna prep ourselves to have yet another championship ring on our finger for this year coming up in 2023. And if you guys like to see the top 10 way too early wide receiver rankings, just go ahead and click here. It's a good watch. See you next time.